Hey there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we're going to be diving into the world of mysteries and Mystery Incorporated. So a brand new Scooby Doo series, a live action Scooby Doo series, is coming to Netflix. This caught me by surprise, but it just goes to show the enduring kind of popularity of the Scooby Doo franchise. You know, it debuted back in 1969. And this content of Scooby Doo is still going strong to this day, which is incredible to see. I grew up watching the 60s Scooby Doo on Cartoon Network. Absolutely love Scooby Doo, just cracks me up and makes me laugh. Always brings a smile to my face. But anyway guys, let's jump into this article. Let's see what's going on with the live action Scooby Doo coming to Netflix. And let's try and break down this news a little bit. So this article comes to us from Comic Flick News. So Netflix to debut a live action Scooby Doo series. So Netflix is developing a live action Scooby Doo series, bringing back the beloved mystery-solving gang of teenagers, Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy, alongside their iconic talking canine companion, originating in 1969 with the Hanna-Barbera cartoon Scooby Doo, Where Are You? Even now, sometimes when I'm on Twitter or on Facebook, I'll come along like short 2 or 3 minute clips of Scooby Doo from that original 60s Scooby Doo cartoon, and it just cracks me up. Like, it's so fun, it's so funny. And yeah, man, I just love Scooby Doo. It's so great. The franchise has since thrived through various television shows, animated movies, and live action adaptations. Most recently, the more mature take, Max's Velma, has sparked debate with its second season premiering on April 25. Yeah, I remember when the first season of Velma was coming out, and they'd kind of, I think they race swapped Shaggy, if I'm not wrong, and Velma was completely different from, you know, what people were used to in the cartoons and stuff, and there was so much debate, controversy, and discord around that Velma series, but apparently it went on to do quite well, because they brought out a second season, and a lot of people are left scratching their head thinking, you know, what are they doing with this whole Velma thing? Because it's so kind of different tonally from what we're used to when it comes to Scooby-Doo. But there seems to be an audience for it to go on to have a second season, so all the more power to the people that enjoy it. I've never seen it. It's not really my kind of thing. The tone doesn't really suit me that well. But if people enjoy it, then fair play to them. So according to Deadline, Netflix is set to reimagine the classic cartoon once again with Scooby-Doo, the live-action series. Produced by Greg Berlanti's Berlanti Productions for Warner Bros. Television, the series will be helmed by Josh Applebaum and Scott Rosenberg, known for their work on Netflix's live-action adaptation of Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, Cowboy Bebop, from what I remember hearing about that show, it wasn't received very well. It was one of those anime adaptations to Netflix that they tried, but it didn't work out so well from what I remember hearing. So that doesn't instill a lot of confidence. But then again, adapting an anime into a live action is quite a difficult thing to do because characters are quite zany and wacky, and trying to get that a live action adaptation isn't always the easiest thing. But you know, when it comes to Scooby Doo, I guess the only thing to try and get right is the animation of the dog. You're doing a live action and you have to try and animate Scooby Doo into kind of like a live action dog character. I would assume they're not going to have a real live dog on set as Scooby Doo, so they would have to animate a CGI character. But they have to try and make the design look good. You know, it's a dog that talks. How do you have a dog that talks and not make it weird and strange? Because other humans would see the dog talking and, you know, how is that going to work? That's what I've always wondered about Scooby-Doo, you know. It's a talking dog and nobody seems to think that it's miraculous that a dog can talk. But that's just me. I mean, that's not the biggest problem in the world. So we have a cool little picture here of Scooby-Doo and the gang, obviously inside like a haunted house here, you know, solving mysteries, which is kind of cool. So what could we expect from the Netflix series? So Netflix upcoming Scooby-Doo reimagining marks the first live adaptation depiction of Mystery Incorporated since 2018's direct-to-video release Velma and Daphne. Prior to that, fans enjoyed the now cult classic James Gunn penned Scooby-Doo movie duology, along with a TV movie reboot that aired on Cartoon Network, comprising of 2009's Scooby-Doo. The mystery begins, and 2010's Scooby-Doo Curse of Lake Monster. Adding to the franchise's diverse adaptations, fans experienced a Riverdale-inspired twist with the web series Mystery Incorporated, which may offer insight into what Netflix's rendition could entail. So if we have a look at this little table down here, we can see all the live action adaptations of the Scooby-Doo franchise. So it started off with Scooby-Doo in 2002, which obviously was a theatrical movie. Then we had Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed. I don't believe that did very well. That's why they canned the franchise, because, you know, it didn't do the numbers that they expected. That came out in 2004. That was also a theatrical movie. Then we had Scooby Doo, The Mystery Begins. That was in 2009. That was a television movie. Then Scooby Doo, Curse of the Lake Monster, 2010. That was also a television movie. Then we had Velma and Daphne. I'm not familiar with that. I might have to Google that one. That came out in 2018. That was direct to video. Then we had Mystery Incorporated in 2022. That was a web series that had 1 episode, apparently, it says here. I'm going to have to Google that as well. I've never heard of it. But a web series with 1 episode. Okay, so I'll have to look into that and see what that Mystery Incorporated is all about. So Berlanti and his production company have not only left their mark on the Arrowverse. I love the Arrowverse. It's so good. Like, it's so cheesy, but I love it. But also ventured into the gritty realm of Archie comics with Riverdale. I hear that there's a massive fan base for Riverdale. And the Netflix spin-off, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. That was really good. I really enjoyed that series. These adaptations infused the colourful melodrama of Archie Andrews' high school years and with darkness and mysteries. While Riverdale's outlandish plots gradually gained infamy, they undeniably contributed towards the show's success and could potentially translate well to a Scooby Doo series. The question now is the extent of Netflix's target demographic for their upcoming adaptation. This is the thing. You're going to do a Scooby Doo live action show on Netflix. Are you going to go the more mature route? Are you going to have like gore and kind of like really, really like gritty kind of horror themes? Or are you going to tone it down a little bit and have it more like the original 1969 Scooby Doo series, where it's a bit more campy, it's a bit more cartoonish? You know, which kind of tone are they going to go for? What kind of demographic are they looking at, kind of targeting this show at? That's what's going to really interest me as to how they're going to approach this show. And I really want to see the tone that they're going to set for it. But as it's going to be on Netflix, I would assume that Netflix are going to go for a more mature, gritty kind of tone. That's what I hope they do, like a more mature audience, because I think that's the one thing that hasn't been done with Scooby-Doo, like a really mature, gritty take on the franchise. I think that would be great, but only time will tell. So Scooby-Doo has entertained viewers for generations, serving as many children's first introduction to mystery and horror-inspired media through its blend of silly antics and group of meddling kids. Yeah, I used to love that phrase so much. At the end of every episode, they would catch the bad guy, they would take the mask off the costume, and then the bad guy would say, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
Is worth a fortune.
And it would have been mine if it hadn't been for those meddling kids.
That was like the best line in the whole franchise. For more tongue-in-cheek movies for older fans to the Twin Peaks-esque serialized drama, even as cynical adult cartoons like Velma, the franchise has undergone various reimaginings. While not every iteration has been universally praised, Netflix's new adaptation is bound to keep audiences intrigued. Well, like I said, it all depends on the tone that they go for, the audience that they're targeting, and what they're trying to get out of this show. If it was me personally, I would take the show back to its roots from 1969, make it that kind of, try to stick it close to that original source material that made Scooby-Doo great in the first place, but also try and kind of modernize it a little bit for modern audiences as well, if they can. So kind of have the blend between the two. I know that sounds a bit difficult, but that's what I would try to do. So yeah, guys, there we are. Scooby-Doo live action series coming to Netflix. This has definitely piqued my interest. As a kid growing up watching Scooby-Doo, this sounds absolutely fantastic. Now that I've heard this, the only thing that I need to hear next is that they're doing a Tom and Jerry live action series, and then my life is complete. Because other than Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry is my ultimate cartoon that I want to see in a live action series as well. But yeah, guys, what do you think about this? Does this pique your interest? Do you not really care about it? Whatever you think, pop your comments down in the comment section below and let me know. I can't wait to see what you have to say about this, because it looks like great fun, but we'll have to wait and see what kind of tone they go for. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy my content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.